Assessment 9 by Anne Roundy. The first question, advantage of client-server systems is improved security. Could this also be a disadvantage? Why or why not? I do not believe improved security would be a disadvantage. Security will limit and help companies have more control over who has access and the ability to make changes to their data and servers. If anyone had the access to make any changes to a company's server and data, there is a potential cause of a failure within the system. A disadvantage of the client-server system is a single point of failure. What does this mean? A single point of failure means that if even one piece of the system stops working, the entire system will stop working. These could be server crashes, power outages, hardware failing, database corruptions. An example of a single point failure is the hard drive in your personal PC. If you do not have the information backup elsewhere and your hard drive crashes, you will have lost all that information. Another example would be if a company had a fire, it destroyed everything in their building. This company stored all their hardware, servers, etc. in the same location. They did not back up or have additional servers stored in other locations. They are now unable to restore any of their information. Which situations would you want to ensure that some type of backup system was in place? In today's time, almost every business should ensure they have a backup system in place. Today, everything is done on the computer. The company where I work is making efforts to move and store their servers and data in several locations. They are even looking to keep our servers stored in another state in case of a disaster. If something should happen in our local area of Madison, other facilities we own throughout the state should still be able to operate as normal. However, if we keep all of our information in one single location, we run the risk of that location being damaged or compromised. What is scalability? Scalability is how well a system can handle a growing amount of work and how much it can grow and expand to accommodate that increase. One example I can think of personally relates to my job. UW Health is currently merging with Swedish in Illinois. Our groups had to make sure the current system and network could handle the increase in bandwidth, increase in storage, and be able to compute all of the data it needs to at the same speed it currently does. What is back-end processor? A back-end processing is what is usually done on the servers. Back-end systems often use databases and several data processing pieces. It is the code that is stored on the server that assists with launching the operating system's programs. A good example would be doing a Google search. The search is being done on the Google server, not your actual computer. A person is requesting the information from the front end, but the search is occurring on the server. Another great example, or an explanation I found in my research, is for the takeout kitchen example. It explains that the back-end processing is similar to ordering takeout. The person who takes your order is not the same person who will actually fill the order. The order will get passed through to a kitchen manager who will then separate the order and place them into an appropriate queue for the cook to prepare. As each cook finishes their piece, they will then retrieve another order from the queue. When your order is fully prepared, the kitchen manager will give it back to the clerk who will then give you what you ordered. I found this example to be extremely helpful when it came to understanding the exact back-end process. What then is front-end processor? Front-end processors are referring to the client side. It is usually the information that is controlled by the users. It is what is facing the end users. It's the front-end applications that run on the person's computer. Again, similar to the back-end processing, I found a kitchen cook example for the front-end process. In this example, it walks through the steps that are taken. First, the clerk cooks one thing at a time. When the first item is finished cooking, the second item may start to be cooked. The next order cannot start to be cooked until the first order has all of their requests cooked. Have you ever used Google Docs to share documents? Have you used any other internet services to share files? Summarize your experience. Before this question, I had never used Google Docs to share documents. In fact, I had never used any internet service to share files. I decided to go to Google Docs and give it a try. I created a document for work and shared it with the coworkers who are involved in the project. It was very nice to use because everyone was able to make their changes to the document, the one document. Previously, there would have been a lot of emailing with the attachment with edits and changes. One person might make an edit to my original document, but then another person might take someone else's document and make edits, which would mean there are several different documents floating between us. I think I will definitely try to incorporate Google Docs more in my work life. Research client-side scripting languages like JavaScript, VBScript, and summarize what they can do. Show examples. Client-side scripting languages are ones that are run within a web browser most commonly. Client-side scripts run in the browser and usually do not send requests to the server for data if the information has been previously downloaded. This lessens the use and stress being requested of the server. Client-side scripting allows the web pages to be interactive. It sends requests to the servers to receive data. For JavaScript, it allows users to have buttons to click, enter in the data to submit, also allow changes to font size and color. It also allows for creation of games. JavaScript allows for the web page being more appealing to their end users. A great place to see examples of what JavaScript can do is the w3schools.com website. One great example I found in my research is Mikekus.com. That's Mikekus.com. This web page is a great example of the use of JavaScript. He uses plenty of color, interactivity, and it's easy to use. ASP.NET and ColdFusion are programming developmental frameworks, and PHP is a scripting language for server-side extensions. Research and summarize this type of software. ASP.NET and ColdFusion are created to help with the simplifying the build on web pages by using codes. Both ASP.NET and ColdFusion are using PHP to create the language that is needed in order to create these web pages on the server side of things. ASP.NET is an open source that was created by Microsoft. ColdFusion is a faster, more commercial way to build web applications. ColdFusion can handle more powerful, higher-level programming tasks that's given. An example I have here at my job is our job listing site. You are able to enter in the pieces you are looking for. The site will then send your request to the server to pull that information. The server will then send it back to the computer in the format we need to see it in. Here are the sources that I use in order to answer these questions. Thank you for tuning in and watching my Assessment 9 video.